Yes, it's Kim Kesterson Trone, Trone.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Take Two Radio Junior. Happy Memorial Day weekend to all. And welcome back, Drea. Seems like forever since we spoke.
I know. We didn't have a show because Mother's Day was last week. So look, we're back.
Right. All the holidays in a row, but that's a good thing. Everybody needs time off to spend with their family, so hopefully everybody's having a good time this weekend as well, and their weather is holding out for them. I know here in Chicago today it's not raining, but it looks like it's going to rain any second. So, but it's been decent. Let's put it that way.
But guess what, Pam?
What?
No school for me until August. Yay!
Yay! And I bet a bunch of the kids out there that are listening are saying the same thing pretty soon if they're not out already. I know as a child myself, and I know the kids, my own children, always look forward to summer vacation, but it always flies by.
When you have fun, time flies.
Yeah, for sure. Well, for today's show, we are welcoming the authors of the children's book, Chicks, Chat, and Change, The Money Tree. Now say that fast 3 times. Chicks, Chat, Change.
I'm not going to try.
And first up, we will have Ann Benjamin Zuraw, who will talk to Drea for a few moments about the book. And then Kim Kesterson Trone. Both have long names.
They really do.
The book. We'll read the book for all of you guys out there. So welcome, women, listen to me. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I will go ahead and let Drea get started with Ann, and I'll be listening in. So have fun, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you. Welcome on the show. Is this the first radio show that you're being interviewed on?
Yes, for this book, it is our first.
Oh, exciting. So I do have a few questions. But before we continue with the questions, I would like you to introduce yourselves and tell us what inspired you to write this book.
Okay, I'll go first. I'm Ann-zuraw, and I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina, and I'm a certified financial planner, chartered financial analyst, but the truth is I'm a mom of 3 kids, and I've spent my entire life talking to my kids and family and clients about money, and this book was an opportunity to really reach a whole new group. And I've got a blog, chickschatandchange.com, if you haven't been there, Drea. But anyway, that's the start. Kim, you want to go?
Yes. Ann came to me with the concept of Chick, Chat, and Change and suggested we use the characters of a mother hen and her baby chicks. And I took off with it and came up with The Money Tree as a subtitle to address initially the myth of money coming from trees, how children would say something like that. And that's our first introduction to the book. And I'm an artist. I'm a fine artist. I've been painting since I was 5. My grandmother was an artist, and I have been educated with BFA and MFA and postgraduate studies in fine art and painting primarily. But Ann came to me, we're good friends, and she said, well, I really want you to take a crack at the illustrations of this book, and I jumped at it. It was so much fun, and we had a blast putting it together.
That's very interesting. And in your opinion, sorry, that's my notifications of Twitter. In your opinion, how old a child should be to know the value of money, to use money, to know where money comes from, and how it's useful in life? What age do you think, in your opinion?
Well, this is Ann speaking, and I think you're never too young. The kids really are picking up how their parents are with money, and just as an example, when you think about kids are losing their baby teeth, the first thing they get from the tooth fairy is money. So they get very excited, and it was a lot less when I was growing up, and now it's running about $3.50 a tooth, and it continues to rise. But it's just kids are watching everything you do, every time you go to the grocery store, and just like they're learning English, they're learning money values. So never too young.
That's true. I remember when I was a child, I used to ask my mom, I want this, and she's like, no, maybe tomorrow. I'm like, okay, maybe tomorrow because you don't have money. And she's like, oh, you don't have to say all that. You have to work hard for the money, and you buy stuff that you want, but then there's stuff that you need. And this book is that how it's about?
It's about a mom chick who is talking to her little chicks at the farm. And Kim, why don't you add in here, because this is really the...
I love the way you said wants versus needs, because that's actually addressed on about page number 10 of our book. The very phrasing, it's wonderful. And yes, we do address the wants and needs, and we talk about it's the colorful, delightful characters come alive in every page of illustrations. I wish we could show those pictures to your audience, because it's kind of a key, but we can certainly describe some of the things that the chicks get into as I go through and read to you.
But definitely, at the end of the show, you'll be able to email us pictures of the illustrations of the book and the links posted on the website, so the viewers could see it themselves.
Good.
Great.
Yep. Do you have any other books in the making, or do you have other books that you already written?
We have done another book, but it's probably not good for this clientele. It's called Divorce Dilemmas. So our blog is Chicks Chat and Change, and then we all have a section for women, money, and divorce. So that's available, but that's probably not the right target. But we would love to do another book. Kim is a wonderful artist, and it's for someone I don't know if I already said this, I had 3 kids in 3 years, and I would sit and read to them, and so I just imagine them being little and going through and showing them the pictures and talking about money and working hard and the values on a farm. So
yeah, and Drea, I can say yes to that answer. I have got a book that I'm introducing to children with a character named Nelson, and Nelson is a frog. And he learns, in the first edition, he learns his color wheel. It's called Nelson Dreams in Color. And he goes through and learns his color wheel. It's a really colorful, fun. It's even more simple than the financial theme book. And then I have 2 others that follow in that series, where Nelson discovers yoga and Nelson visits the art museum. So I'll have those published as well in the next year.
Well, whenever those books are ready, you know where to call in and read them out loud.
Absolutely.
And I have a question for Ann. So you are a financial planner, correct? Can you describe what are your duties in your occupation? Like, what is that, so the viewers could understand?
So I am a financial planner and investment manager combination, and one of the so there's like 2 pieces of my job, and the investment part is looking at where you can invest your money, for whether retirement fund or you have taxable money, and my background is stocks, so I've been analyzing and investing in stocks my whole life, like 30 plus years. So that's the investment piece. And then the financial planning piece is people will come in and they have assets and they have a house and they have a mortgage, and they're trying to figure out if they can afford to pay for their kids to go to college, and when can they retire, and trying to answer all those questions. So it's taking a holistic approach to their overall situation, and it gets down to cash flow, cash flow, cash flow, and that's why this message of the book starting at an early age, that you work hard and you don't spend money that you don't have, and all those basic values, and they don't change no matter what age you are.
That's true. Well, you know what? Kids could make money anyway, like, for example, chores or like a motivational
right.
tactic.
And,
so,
and
yeah.
Even in the back of the book, we have activities for kids. So whether, it's having a lemonade stand, or I actually did Junior Achievement growing up. It's a great program to teaching kids about money. And there are just lots of opportunities. And, Drea, you're an entrepreneur yourself doing this show while you're in college. You're a great example.
You really are.
Yeah. So you're a musician too, so you're pretty enterprising.
Mm-hmm.
So that's impressive. So I think it's just realizing that, again, there are lots of ways to make money, and you can do something you love and still make money, and really encouraging that.
This is an honor, but I'm doing this out of the heart, and it's an awesome experience, because I just love meeting new people and listening to the stories come alive on the radio. So that's my duty. Thank you very much. But I think it's time for us to start reading the story. Who's reading? Kim or Ann?
Kim is going to read it.
Kim, okay. Now, viewers, by the way, you can follow the lovely ladies at Twitter. Well, the parents, of course, at AZ Answers. That's their Twitter. You also could check out their book on Amazon, which is called Chicks, Chat, and Change. I cannot say this so fast. They also have a Facebook, which is Chicks, Chat, and Change. And, Kim, it's all yours.
Thank you so much. Chicks, Chat, and Change by Ann Benjamin Zuraw and Kim Kesterson Trone. Chicks, Chat, and Change, The Money Tree. This book is dedicated for our children, Catherine, Olivia, Lucy, Jerry, and Lane. Money, mommy, money, please. For money grows, it grows on trees? No, that's not where. It's in the bank, and where it goes, I surely care. All the shops, we want so many things, but needs, not wants, we buy indeed. Like food and shoes and clothes to wear, gas for our cars and underwear. To overspend, well, I don't dare. Of budgeting, I am aware. I balance checks and quick keep track. I always wait to shop sales racks. Now write it down every time, what you eat and where you dine. My credit card needs payment too. To borrow cash costs money too. No, money doesn't grow on trees. I go to work and that's the way, and as I go throughout my day, there's work to do and eggs to lay. Our friends here, they're working too, for money's earned in jobs they do. The cow is milked, the garden grows, we all pitch in and off we go. While chasing cattle, the dog runs and barks. He works all day long and well after dark. A piggy bank brings peace of mind. Investments grow, and over time, you'll be secure that have what you need. Your cash will last, I do believe. To spend today, what you have saved will leave you broke, your debt unpaid. For out of debt we will stay and have enough for future days. So careful, dears, with money earned, your future's safe and lessons learned. The end. And I love the flow of the story of the book with the chicks starting at the very beginning, and what you can't see is at the end when they're sort of sailing off into this, flying off into this beautiful, secure future in a hot air balloon. And all the barnyard animals are down around beneath them, watching them sort of sail into their secure future. And all the characters pop in and out. There's a cat that's very frequent in the pages. The golden retriever is actually my dog named Telly, that I included him in the pages as friends for the children, the chicks to interact with.
That was an awesome story. Especially I like the part when they were talking about how like credit cards, you do have to pay for them. Of course, that's a good.
Yeah.
By the way, listeners, a debt means the word debt means that you owe money. If you didn't know the meaning of the word, but that was very interesting. Thank you so much, Kim, for reading that. Pam,
you're so welcome.
Hi, it's Pam again. I just wanted to say I thoroughly enjoyed the story. I mean, it gets right down to it, and I had to laugh at the same thing Drea did because, you know, they think just because you have checks or you have a credit card or you have a debit card or something that money you're getting is free. And it's so hard to explain to them, you know, when they're little that it's not free. And I know I've said a million times to my kids, and still do to this day, even with them being older, money doesn't grow on trees. You know. So I think that's a perfect book to get out there to the kids when they're little, and maybe even read it to some of your teenagers.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
My mom still tells me that too, that money don't grow on trees. And look, I'm working hard, and I'm very careful on what I have to buy, like I said, on the wants and needs. Kim mentioned that there are activities in the back of the book. We do have enough time. Would you like to mention those activities that the parents could let their children do to like motivate them about money?
This is Ann. One activity is that you set up 3 different jars for the kids, saving, spending, and sharing. And every time they receive money, have them divide it between the jars and talk about each of these jars that can be used once filled. I think one of the there's a fine line in money as to, you know, being able to spend it without feeling bad about it, and yet earning it, and then being able to give it away to help other people. So that's really emphasizing those 3 different pieces. Another suggestion is to set up a lemonade stand and have a business plan. How much are you going to charge? How are you going to how much time are you going to spend on it? And really think about the business. I come from a family, we had a family business, and we spent a lot of time talking about the family business. And I think a lot of people out there, families are entrepreneurs like yourself, and it's really good to communicate and have everybody understand what it takes to have a successful business. So I could go on, but I don't know. The other section we do have is financial illustrations, and Kim could maybe explain that if that section, and then we have a third section, a glossary of basic money terms, and everything from, you know, what it means when you're broke to interest and investments and overspending. So it's very simple, yet these concepts are important no matter how old you are.
That is awesome. I like
yes,
that.
absolutely. This is Kim. Do we have time for me to go over a few of the key financial illustrations?
We actually,
Sure.
We do have time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Yeah, what I'd like to describe to you is not only the hot air balloon in the back, but a few of the key things as the valuable lessons that the children learn as the book progresses. Of course, it starts with the myth of money growing on trees, and then it addresses really work and how money is earned in terms of milking the cow and growing the garden, and, you know, everybody has a job to do. I mean, the cat chases off the fox from the hen house, you know, from where the hens are laying their eggs, to Telly, my golden retriever, who runs and rounds up the cattle, you know, to bring them home to be milked, the cows to be milked. And I love the fact that, yes, you brought up the checkbook and the credit cards, they are actually pictured as well and on different pages. The credit cards are drawn, and then the check is drawn, and that kind of thing is introduced with the different characters of the story. Again, I love the piggy bank because it sets us up as a metaphor too as a savings, and that's what we end with, is that strong investment idea, and to not let your debts go unpaid, but to stay out of debt for a future security.
Wow. And where can they find that again? What website?
We have www.chickschatandchange.com, and also on Amazon is the books for sale. And I'm just going to say that my favorite picture I will share is the one with the little chicks. They're all wearing red shoes, and it's just really adorable. So it's not, there are a lot of children's books, but none of them have this artwork that is as beautiful as Kim's is. So every picture is a separate painting that she did.
Yeah, what Ann's referring to is one of my favorites too, and it's the food and shoes and clothes to wear, gas for our cars, and underwear. And the little chicks have on high heel red patent leather shoes, and they're all sitting around. Yeah, it's presented in a real lighthearted, fun way that the children, even as young as 1.5 or 2, we hope are interested in the drawings, and then maybe up to the 3, 4, and 5 that they can go recognize certain elements like credit card or checkbook or money that's drawn on the cover or whatnot,
and learn and actually read it themselves.
This is true. I mean, you have to catch the kids first with pictures. That's exactly what they concentrate on when they're really young. And then, as you're reading this story, some of these things will sink in, although they may not realize it at the time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you did very, very well.
I like the activity Ann mentioned about how separating the 3 jars. That's actually a really good idea, especially explaining to a child about a savings account and all that, because college is important for the future to have a career. So of course you could always start them young to understand the basics of money and investment in a young age, that's very, very helpful, because not a lot of the families in the older days, did not have this opportunity to learn about, to be educated of this importance of investing money and saving money and value. And I think this is an extraordinary, interesting, awesome book, and I can't wait for you to write like another book based on similarities of this, of helping people, this is awesome. It's great. I'm flabbergasted.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate you getting it. So it is exciting. So money. It's funny. Money is considered like a taboo subject, but it's not. It's again something every time you go to the grocery store, you're spending money, and you're giving messages to your kids. So why not talk about it and give a good message?
It's true, because as a parent, you don't think about these things when they're young kids, because you have that mindset of they're not going to understand what the heck you're talking about. They don't need to worry about money. They're kids. Let them be kids. But if you turn it around, that's the best time to instill that in them, because if you don't, then they're going to grow up without that knowledge, and they'll have to learn the hard way when they get their first job and their paycheck goes, to their bills. They're like, what happened here? How come I have no money? That kind of thing.
My mom's over here nodding her head to everything you just said.
Yeah. Yes, well, we all have to learn sometime, and even if we're older, we're still learning every single day about money and what we need to do with it. And when you're 5 years old, you surely don't think of what you're going to retire on when you're 70, and and how you're going to get through the rest of your life when they're grown. So, yeah, that's a good thing. Well, we
That's
want
awesome.
to thank you, ladies, so much for joining us today. It was very, very entertaining, enlightening, and interesting, and we will welcome you back anytime.
Well, thank you so much for the
much.
opportunity. We really appreciate it.
Oh, you're
very
welcome.
welcome.
Please tell your websites and your social networks so the viewers and the listeners could, not viewers, the listeners could follow you and communicate.
We will. I'm at
Kim,
my
do
Twitter
you
is
have
AZ Answers.
Mm-hmm.
One at a time.
What's that?
That's my time.
that was a
celebration. So no, I was just saying AZ Answers is my Twitter, and that's actually how we met. Was through Twitter.
That's right.
That
Yes.
you guys contacted me, which was pretty exciting. So we appreciate it.
Oh,
You're
it was
very
a
welcome.
pleasure.
Now, Kim, do you have a Twitter?
No, I don't, but I have a website, which is gallerykto.com. And you can actually see all my paintings, my fine art paintings. And there is a page for illustration in there, too. I believe I've started, but it's just plain gallerykto.com.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. You got that, listeners? If not, we have the information as far as where to buy the children's book and the website and everything. Chicks Chat and Change, the Money Tree, is on take2radiojunior.com under children's authors. So thanks again, ladies. Enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend, and we hope to speak with you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And for our listeners, we really hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and I really think you do, as well as the parents. It's never too early to start it, so go ahead and pick up that book from Amazon. And the information, like I said, is on our website, so check that out. Our next guest will be children's author Bobby Assad, and she will be reading her book called Tucker's Story on June 14th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's about a dog, and it's fiction based on truth, and that's all I'm going to tell you for now because we want you to tune in to hear more and have Bobby read the story for you all. Andrea, thank you so much for joining me again tonight and running the show. We really enjoy when you're on. And we'll be back again on June 14th. But before that, I also want to say that, Drea, tell our listeners what you're going to be doing on June 7th.
Oh, June 7th. I'm excited because I'm a New Yorker, and as being Puerto Rican, I'm 23 years old and I've never been to the Puerto Rican Day Parade. So I'm actually like going to the Puerto Rican Day Parade and being part of it. I think it's going to be a great experience for me because it's my heritage and my culture, and it's great, and it's in New York, so why not? Puerto Rico.
Yeah, well, anybody that's out there in New York, what part of New York is it going to be?
Manhattan, New York City.
There you go. So go and join Drea over at the Puerto Rican Parade. You don't have to be Puerto Rican to have fun and celebrate. And,
it's for everybody. Yep.
Right. If you're any nationality, get over there and have some fun and help celebrate. It'll be a good time. So thanks again, Drea. Thanks again to our listeners, and we'll see you again on June 14th at 7 p.m. Eastern with Bobby Assad for Tucker's Story. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Take2RadioJunior. That's with the number 2. Again, our website is take2radiojunior.com, and we have a Facebook page under the same name. You can listen to this podcast again on Blog Talk Radio, also on iTunes. Oh, my gosh, what are the other ones? TuneIn. What are the other ones? I can't think of them.
Oh, my gosh, it starts with an S. I forgot.
Stitcher.
There you go.
and there's another one. It's on our website. You can check it out. But those are all for free. And if you missed any of the previous shows, you can listen to them there as well. So take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.